Hey friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to build this beautiful music app, right? So the front end is totally based on React and the back end we are using a single API to serve all the music data, right? So here you can see we have options like commercial and free license, and all of this data we are getting from an API. And here if you go see the fill license, then we have a couple of options like rock, jazz, cinematic, right? And on the commercial side we have some broken images because I don't have data from the backend, right? So let me show you the API we are calling. So here we have songs API, right? Inside this we have a code, find the best music for your code, right? And then we have two options like commercial and commercial and free license. That is inside our home screen, and this is our home screen data we're getting from the node server. And here within the commercial we have items, and there we have option like pop, urban, world. If you open you see all those options. If you go to the commercial, the same option we're getting, but we don't have images, so we are getting broken images over here. But inside the free license we have some images, right? In the items we again have some options like rock, jazz, cinematic, acoustic. Apart from this home screen we have data related to the free license, right? So if you go, there are options like free license, and we are only getting the rock music, and jazz, cinematic, acoustic, we don't have any music data on that. If you go to the jazz, then we'll see no audio available, or if you go to the cinematic, there are no audio available, right? Or same go for acoustic, no item available. But for rock we have some audio files we are serving from the node server. If you go inside the rock, then you're gonna see some music options, right? There are some audio list. We can play one of them. Let's play punky. So here we'll say punky, and here we have got our new music player. That's done. You can click on this tab option and it will expand, and there you can see the avatar of the music and the progress bar. You click on this, you can move the music forward, right? You can change the you can go and right? You can play pause as well. You can go to the next option. So here we have next options as well. We can click and we can play the next music, right? Let's click on next, and now it's next music are running. We can go to the this part and we can play, right? So likewise we can go forward, and likewise we can go forward and backward. We can also go to the backward, and the back music will be playing, right? Close this. Let's go down, and this is over here. We can also go to the back home screen, and we can also operate on the music, right? So we can get a control over here, right? The music is still running. Anytime you go and pause it, it will pause, and it will play, it will play, right? We can go to the rock again. We can change the music selection. Let's pause this and let's select another one. Going higher. Now the going higher is getting played, and now rumble is playing, right? Punky is also playing. So this is how we are going to create our music app. The front end is completely React, and the back end is Node server, a single API serving all the data, right? So first we will build the user interface for this application. Then we'll create a small Node server to serve all the musics, right? And we are gonna do some awesome stuff on the back end as well, like dynamically reading files and data and gathering all of them together based on their names and the type of music, and then we'll serve those data on this API, right? And then we'll write some controls for the music, like to how to play the music, how to go forward, how to go backward, next music, previous music, all those stuff. Now we are going to create a folder for our React app as well as for our server. So we'll simply say web script music, right? Web script music system. So make web script music. Let's navigate to that web script music, right? And here we'll create a React project. We'll say npx create React app, and we'll give it a name like music, uh, web script music. We'll simply say music. We'll say music hyphen player, and let's hit enter. Now it's installing. So here you can see we have created our React project, right? We can navigate to the music player directory and then we can do npm start to run our project, right? So let's open this project in our VS Code. We'll simply say code dot, and here is our VS Code project, right? And we can go back to the terminal to run our application. We'll simply go cd, we'll say music player, and inside this we have our React project. We'll simply say npm start to run our project. Now our script is running. React script started, and in a moment it will launch a browser tab. Yes, so here it is. Let's close the first one, and here we have launched it on port 3000. So here we have got our React project, and we can modify it, right? But we are going to work on a mobile version of this application, right? So we'll simply click inspect, and from the beginning we'll choose the mobile mode. So here you can see the mode you can select over here, mobile, right? You can select any mobile from here, like any type of screen, Moto G4 or even Galaxy S5. The screen size will differ. iPhone 5 it's a little smaller. The shoes the little bigger. So Galaxy S5. Okay. You can click on this, toggle the screen whenever you want. Just click over this, and this is the largest screen, and this is the smallest screen. Okay, so here is our React project. Now we'll go and continue with the UI part. Let's close this get started screen. Let's open the SRC folder. From the app.js file, this is the entry point of our whole application. And here we're gonna do some stuff. So let's remove things from here because we don't need all this shit here. And also let's remove this logo because that is also not required, but app.css is required. Now we'll create some shorthand CSS, so it will be useful for our generic components. We don't need to write like repeatedly CSS again and again, right? Let's go to the app.css. Here we have index.css. So these are the default and looks good to me, so I'm not removing it. And app.css, here I'm going to remove everything because it's not required. Okay, cool. Now I'll add my own CSS. We'll say margin, and that's 0, and padding, that's 0 again. Also, we'll add a body color. So this has a background color of black, right? So our whole body will be black. Right. Let's go and check this thing. So here we have got our black background screen, right? And we'll also add the fonts, right? So for the fonts, you can go and check the Google Fonts. We are using Poppins, fonts.google.com. So here you have to simply type Poppins, Poppins. So this font is required. I'm using this one. You can use any one of them, whatever you like. So just add the some of the fonts which you want, like add I'm gonna add all the regular fonts, not the italic ones. And on the left side I also have a import link because I have just created this. And here you see, oh, we have got options like thin 100. I have already added, that's the reason I'm getting this one. So let's copy this link, copy, and let's go to the code editor, public folder, index.html, and we are going to put our font over here. Okay, this is the font. Let's give a little spacing. Now I'm going to change the title as well. We'll simply say web script music app. So this is our title, and also we have given this fonts. Next thing, I want the font family name. So let's copy this one and give it to the body. So it will be applied in all the places. Public close app.css, and here we're going to take body. Cool. So here we have got our background color. We have got our font family. Okay. Also, if you want, you can give the default font size. So default font size, let's say 14 pixel. Save. Okay. Now let's go to the app.js CSS file to create the default CSS, some shorthand CSS, so we don't have to write the CSS repeatedly, right? Okay, so we are already on the app.css file, and here we'll create some of them. So I want to use flex most of the time, so we'll simply say so that's enough. We may need to add some more reusable CSS that we will do while creating the UI. So let's go to the app.js file again, and here we are gonna say hello, and let's see how this text is gonna look. And this is not there, right? So because the text color by default is black, and we have the black background, so simply say color. The default color we want white for the whole body, right? Now we got hello. Okay, next thing we need to create a header with the music app icon and then a search icon. We'll go to the app.js part and let's create that header. So we'll create a component folder over here. I will say components, and within this component we'll create a folder. We'll say header, and within this header we'll add our index file, index.js, and also we'll add a file style.css. Okay, now we'll create our index. So this is our header, right? Let's go and import this header. We simply say header, right? Also, we want to apply some space around it, and let's save this. Let's go to the header, and here we're gonna say header app.js, and here inside this app we'll say margin from all sides, let's say 20. Save, and here you see we have got a margin of 20 pixels from all sides. Okay, now we'll create our header here. So let's remove this. Hyphen logo.png, save. Let's go back and see the app. So we got our music app logo icon, right? Next, on the right side you want a search icon, right? That's part of the UI, right? So for that we have some assets, and if you open that, let me show you what we have. So here we have some icons like search icon over here, and back button, close icon, play, pause in different colors, right? So we'll simply copy this thing and push over here and within the SRC. So we have got our assets folder, right? So here is our assets folder, and in this assets folder we will create a file with name index.js, right? This is nice. Find the best music for your code, and then we are going to have a search option. Okay, let's go index.js file, and so this is our search input button, right? App.js. We will create a search within. So this is how it is looking, search icon and find your music. So we want this thing to be like side by side, right? We want the flex. So here we'll simply go and we'll say flex, and this will be fine, right? Sorted. We'll add that. I will simply go to the style choices, and for the input, we'll say the color that is going to be white. The white color is fine. That's looking good to me. And next, we are going to decrease the font size of this Find Music app code. I think that's the best mode than required, and that is fine. Now we have the enough space to have our to hold our tabs like commercial and free license. We'll go to the app.js, and here we're gonna say tabs. So we'll create the tabs first within the components folder. We'll create a folder tab. commercial, free license. So we haven't given ID to this. So commercial will say free license, and paste over here. No, select free license. We are getting the free license. Commercial, we are getting the commercial. Let's reload, and the commercial. As the commercial is selected, you can change this from here also. Free license, we got free license. So we'll change this tab and the content of the tab as well as this label commercial free license all from the API data. Okay, let's just now let's just code the UI. Okay, so we are gonna create some UI stuff. Also margin from top. We'll simply say margin from all direction. So it is like that. We can repeat this thing again and again, right? The free license is empty. So the same stuff will be inside the free license, right? The next thing we are going to design our listing screen, right? So there we are going to show all the list of audios, right? Whatever we are going to get from the server. So let's go to the app dot chase, or let's, yeah, it's fine. Let's go and to the components and go to the app.js, and within the tabs we are gonna create a listing screen, right? So we'll say audio list, okay, audio list, and we'll create this component within the components folder. They go and say Okay, so this is how it is looking. When we'll add multiple items over here, the all will go like that. So let me show you some example. This is going to be iterate through a map function, right? This is our second option. Here we have to give a spacing on this item. So here we'll use a padding from top and bottom 10, from left right 0. And this is looking nice, but we have to remove this one now, decrease actually. And this is cool. Okay, so these all are the items. We'll click on this and this will be selected. We have to create the music player, but before that, when we click on this back button, this screen will go down. Okay, so we'll go to that app.js file and audio list. Here we'll create a constant, say list set list state false. Okay, and here we'll say list. If list is true, then only that screen will be visible, right? And we'll create a back button press key on back button press. We'll say set list to be false. And for just to test that thing is working or not, we'll add a button on click, and here we'll say set list. That is going to be true. Okay. Use state is not defined. That's very true. Back button press is not defined. Okay, this needs to be a constant. That's a variable, right? And here we have got our on back button press is not defined again. Why? That is fine. Okay, on click of this button, this screen is covered, but on click of this back button, we need to disable that screen. We'll have to pass this function within the audio list. Okay, save and format document. Save. Let's go to the audio list. Here is our back button. Here in the props, we'll say this is our back button. So on click of this BTN, will show this list. On click of this, the screen is visible. Screen is visible, screen is visible. Now we are going to create our mini player and the button is not required. So we'll simply remove this button or comment it out. See. So we'll create that audio player. Okay, this width is not required. Because of this width, we are not getting that corner radius. So let's go and remove this, because as we already have given this left and right 0, so it will take care of the width and we'll get the 100% width as it is. Okay. Also, you can increase that size like 20. Okay. So maybe because of the too much black, it is not visible, but there is a border radius applied. Now we want to add a button. On click of that button, we will slide up this footer like the Android. Okay. So here we'll go and create that button. Save, and we'll add a class. Fix will go to over here, and let's go to the, here we'll write a button. Say const slide up, set slide up, use state, and here we'll say false. And if slide up, here will slide up true, then we'll add an active class. If slide up true, then we'll add an active class, and because of that active class, the height will change from this to the 100%, right? Save, and here we'll add the function. So whatever the current slide up status, we'll just take the opposite of that. Okay, slide up. And let's click on this. Here we'll click on this, and it is going up, and it's too big. And so the calculated height should be minus 20 pixel, right? Okay, let's take 40 pixel instead of 20. So let's go index style.css, and here we're gonna say instead of 20, we'll say 40, and instead of completing 0.5 second, we'll complete 2 seconds. Is in, he is out. Reload this thing, and let's click on this to test, and it's working fine, right? Okay, actually, the thing what happened. So if you see, there is a background color black that's coming over here. So we have to add opacity. So let's go to the app.css and this thing, opacity 0.5. Okay, and this is looking better, right? Click on this, and as this thing is not working, right? The click is not working because the overlay is 100. Click is not working. It's because of this overlay, right? We have to decrease the z index value. Then we have to give a z index of like -1. Now we are going to finish our UI, right? So here we are going to add a mini version of our audio player with an option like singer name and song name and a play pause button. Also, we are going to add a navigation option in this small version of the footer, right? On click of this, we'll increase the size of this footer, and here we are going to show the cover photo of the song, and again we are going to show the singer name and song name, and also we are going to show a progress bar to show like how much audio has been played, right? Status of the song. Also some controls like we can play the song, we can pause the song, we can go to the next song, we can go to the previous song, right? So let's continue with that. So here's our UI, and we're going to first create a navigation option. Okay. Okay, we are done with the mini version of this, right? If I click on this, then we have to hide all of this stuff and we'll show the large one, right? So we'll just go and use a slide up option. So these two are for the slide options, right? We'll say slide up. If slide up true, then only will show. Sorry, if slide up is false, then only will show these two options. Save. Yep. So here we need to add a fragment because it's two different child, not a single child. Reload. So this is a mini version of our app. Click on this and now there is no more mini version. So we have to create the large one now, right? Let's go and write code for that. Let's format the document. So finally, our UI is ready. We have all pieces of our UI like this one, right? And then we have two tabs. We can show different contents on these tabs based on the response from the server. And we have this mini version of the app, right? We can show the current status of the audio, like the audio is playing or not. We have home and profile navigation. On click of this, will show this large screen, like full details, what song is playing, and if you want to go next song, then we can press on this next button and it will move to the next song, right? Likewise, you can go to the previous song, right? And also you may notice on click of this, the transition is not working anymore, right? The transition is not working because I have removed the height from the parent container, right? Because the transition is in the height CSS property. So we will add that transition as well in the next video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye. Have a nice day.